All right, in this video, I'm just gonna kind of go over these talking points, because what happened was that my Razr started clicking on the 18th of September when I had just after a week I've used it. So I'm just gonna go over how I resolved it, how they resolved it, and the results. Then I'm gonna go over some of my thoughts about the repair experience, how it was resolved. And I'm gonna talk about foldables in general and like the durability and how I trust the warranty systems and whatnot. So let's jump right into the repair experience. So I had ordered my Razr 5G here on the 10th of September. So there's the little order confirmation thing right there. And then on the 13th, it was delivered to me, the same September. And I had bought it for $199. We'll get to that at the very end when I go over the deals. So I had it for just about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. It didn't have any symptoms or anything. No clicking, no cracks, no nothing. Just basically worked like new, as it should. But on the 18th, that September, in the morning it started clicking. I don't know how it started clicking or why it started clicking, but it was clicking. So I kind of panicked. I had did some research. Turns out some other people had some of the same issues. It's not as widespread as I initially thought it was, but there was a few listings on the forum about it. So that Sunday, did what some of the forums suggested. I opened a ticket on Motorola's website and the service one. It was, I did it through a warranty claim, and they did have an option for fold issues. So I had opened the ticket the 19th. I also shipped it the same day, but when I had shipped it and dropped it off, they had already picked up the packages that Sunday. And the reason I'm saying that is because they actually gave us an overnight label both ways, to and from the Motorola facility in Texas. So on the 20th, FedEx picked it up from the location I dropped it off at. It overnighted, but they were a little late because I think they couldn't get anyone over there, so they delayed it. So it actually delivered that Wednesday on the 22nd. So about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in the repair center. They had worked on it or whatever. They had shipped it on the 27th, and I got it on the 28th. And when I had got it, I was kind of concerned. I feel like they might have not fixed it, but they actually did. There should be a video playing right now, and I should be cut off any second now of me and my first impressions as I opened it. Now, does it still click? Oh yeah. Oh my god, they fixed it. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, they did fix it. Listen. Smooth as butter. Oh my god, they did fix it. Oh my goodness. So yeah, as you saw, it was basically sounded like brand new. I think I might have heard a ghost click or something, but I don't think I did. But it was basically working just fine. I didn't hear anything. But then October came around, and I don't remember the exact date because I just didn't write it down because I feel like I was just like, F it, I'm just gonna keep it. So I didn't remember when it started clicking again, but somewhere within the first or second week of October, it started to click again. But this time, instead of clicking when I got to about 90 degrees, it started clicking when I got to about 95. And of course you didn't hear it, but yeah. Okay, maybe like 92, because it used to be right here, but yeah. It would click, it used to click right here, and that's doing about right here, but I honestly stopped caring about it. And the reason is because I stopped caring about the clicking. That's what I want to make clear. It's just a little cosmetic issue. But when you think of it as a cosmetic issue, and Motorola still lets you send it in to see if they can fix it, And they do indeed fix it, even though mine came back. That really proved to me how much Motorola, and maybe even Samsung, I don't know, I haven't tried their repair experience yet, but that goes to show how much Motorola stands behind their product. And I'm not sponsored, I should make that clear too. So with that out of the way, it came back, the clicking came back about a week or two later, but I thought of it as a cosmetic issue from the start. And even more so when I got it back and it started clicking again. But the fact that Motorola was able to just accept it, no questions asked, through a self-service system, that made me feel comfortable, knowing that if something ever, God forbid, something happens, I think that's how the saying works. Let's just say something happens and it needs to get repaired. The fact that I can send it in for repair and it will get repaired, that's just amazing. So yeah, it was pretty good. Everything was online, self-service. I just did it through the website. You enter your IMEI and you, I don't know if you had to sign up, but when I had set up my phone, I had entered my info. It paired my phone to my Motorola account. So the warranty information showed up, expires October 2022. IMEI showed up, all that good stuff. So when it comes to the warranty systems with this, typically if you buy something, you'll get 1 year warranty from the manufacturer if you buy it new, of course. So, of course, I bought this in September. I'm not sure why it says it expires in October then, but yeah, so I had the 1 year warranty with this. That's how I was able to send it in to see if they can fix it. They did, even though it did seem like it came back. But it's just a cosmetic issue, so I don't really care. We'll get to this here in a minute. Like I said earlier, it just proved to me how much they stood behind their warranty. Even if it was just a little issues like a clicking, even though it didn't affect anything in terms of functionality. Now, when it comes to the supply of OEM parts, it's interesting because Motorola, they're not like, I can't say apples to oranges, but literally apple to oranges. Unlike some other companies out there, they really do provide their parts to, third parties or individuals who want to do the fix it yourself kind of route and stuff. Like, literally, look at this. This is Mobile Defender's website. These are all the parts that they have on their website for this Motorola Razr, the 5G one. They have everything from back adhesive to random adhesives to volume buttons and stuff, to panels that go behind the screens, to the little camera assemblies, to the glass top bezels, camera lenses, top glass, cameras, front and back, charging ports, even fingerprint readers and antenna assemblies, and even the back glass too on the bottom side. Did I print this both sides? Oh, well, look at that. There's even more. Glass, if you drop it on the hinge and it gets destroyed, you can buy a new hinge. Flex cables, if you're inside the phone and something goes haywire or whatever, you got new fingerprint scanners, and those are they have the NFC coils in there as well. Top adhesives for the top glass. I actually bought this because you might see a video playing right now. I had opened the top cover to see if I could figure out what the heck was making it click. Turns out I couldn't figure out what was making it click. So when I put it back together, you might be able to see it on here. The top glass is kind of separating. If I kind of squish it, you might be able to see it come back. I can kind of stick my fingernail in there a little bit. Yeah, so I had bought new adhesive to replace it with, so I can make sure it sticks on all the way. So I might have a video of this, of me replacing that. And as I was saying, more adhesives. Volume, this is the volume flex. The other one might have been the power button. Batteries for the top and bottom, and even display is at $479. But then again, it folds. But that just goes to show how Motorola isn't shy to send their parts out there for people to fix their stuff. So yeah, you saw all those parts that they have provided to people like Mobile Defenders, or they might have them at other places too. But yeah, even if this was out of warranty, and let's say I drop it on the hinge and a needle goes through the hinge and punctures the flex cable or something, I feel pretty confident that I can buy a new hinge cover. Well, I should say hinge cover then, because they don't have hinges. This whole outer exterior, this part and stuff, they didn't have that on the website. But let's say something went through all this and broke the hinge cover and punctured the flex cable, excuse me. I feel comfortable knowing I can go on mobile vendor's website and pick up new ones. And I mentioned Motorola's recognition self-repair. As I said earlier, well, I don't think I said this yet. When I was doing the warranty claim and whatnot, even on the website, they had mentioned how they actually even suggested that if your device is out of warranty and you wish to repair yourself, go ahead and do it. I think they even linked to the iFixit's website where they had sold some of their parts for other Motorola devices, but they didn't have anything for this one on there. But strangely, Hugh Jeffries was able to go through iFixit or something to get the parts for it.
Whilst purchasing replacement parts from iFixit's website is easy, they didn't have any parts in stock for this particular phone. After getting in touch, they managed to source out a replacement outer display for this Razr directly from Motorola, thanks to a partnership they have with them. So whilst Motorola didn't offer repair for the damage to Michael's phone, they did however sell us the parts. But it wasn't without issue. For the rear panel, Motorola stated the part had reached the end of life and wasn't being sold, which is crazy for the latest flagship. I feel as though they were confused on what Razr phone we were actually talking about. In the end, I sourced out that part from another place online. Whilst the experience sourcing parts from Motorola wasn't flawless, I want to congratulate them on actually selling at least some of their replacement parts to suppliers. Almost no companies do this. It means I can be confident the outcome of this repair will be as good as it can be, and I'm not going to have to worry about low quality parts with bad displays or weak glass.
So that might change in the future. I'm not sure. If you contact iFixit, they might be able to help you. But yeah, I had to go through Mobile Defenders to get the adhesive I needed. But I would think that iFixit would have similar supply of parts. So, video of this assembly from overseas of my own. So right now you should be seeing a video of someone disassembling their Razr, which again goes to prove how, well, I didn't say this yet either, but it makes me comfortable knowing that anybody can go in there and fix it, really. If anything happened to the phone, they can just get the part they need, or they can take it apart, see what broke, get the part they need and fix it. And I would assume that even if it isn't available, they can just contact Motorola to get the part they need. As for Samsung, I had looked at a website the other day. There was parts, but it didn't have all those pictures like you saw on the Mobile Defenders pages. But they did have parts too. It looked like it was through a official website that Samsung endorsed or something. I don't think it was that official. It was in the UK. Didn't have any shipping options for the US, so I'm not sure. But they did have parts too, so I should give them credit where credit's due. So now with that out of the way, with the parts, the repair experience, I'm going to go to my thoughts about ultra thin glass foldables. I'm jumping shits from my repair experience to specifically the ultra thin glass because of this one thing. The first generation Galaxy Z Flip, the Z Fold 2, that came out in August of 2020. This one came out in January, February 2020. And you might see that some of these colors look off because printers suck, especially the ones with integrated print heads. My magenta pathway clogged. So magenta inks, no matter if I replace it or not, it's not going to print. Tried cleaning it, the usual didn't do anything. I'm just going to use this black and white printer until that thing dies. I'm just going to do a different one. This is supposed to look purple, but let's just say it's a white edition or something, ceramic, whatever. So the one thing that these foldables have in common, even the fake paper ones, is I don't have money to buy expensive ones or whatever, is that they all use ultra thin glass. And if you've kept up with social media forums, etc., sometimes that dart just lands dead in the center and then their phone just starts fatigue cracking. And that seems to be what the people are calling it. You might have seen it referenced in Fisher's videos.
But take a quick surf through Reddit or eBay, and you'll see that Samsung has a real problem with its ultra-thin glass. It tends to crack as a result of what seems like fatigue. That hasn't happened to my Z Flip, but it did happen to my Fold 2. My experience with Samsung Premier service was excellent. They replaced my phone in 7 days at no cost. And no, they didn't know that I was a tech YouTuber. But that doesn't change the fact that I was without my phone for a week due to a problem that really shouldn't be as common as it seems to be, a problem the Razr doesn't seem to have. I can forgive the fact that these displays are soft enough to get gouged by something as light as a fingernail if I can be confident that closing the phone will protect that display. And right now, I just can't be confident that that's the case with Samsung phones. The company will definitely need to make sure it addresses this issue on its next foldables, or it runs the risk of a major loss of consumer confidence.
I'm not sure who else mentioned it. I think Austin Evans might have mentioned it as well. I'm not sure. But with something like the Fold, it would start having a fatigue crack down the middle, like down here. With something like the Flip, it would start folding down horizontally, at the creases and whatnot. And when I say fatigue cracking, I mean it. Like, it looks like it cracks. Because ultra thin glass, as you might expect, is ultra thin. And it looks like after a while, those ultra thin planes of glass just begin to crack for whatever reason. I don't know why they crack, but I don't want to say that the ultra thin glass and the fatigue cracks is what scared me, but I just want to say it's what kind of turned me away from getting a Z Flip 3. Well, one, because of the ultra thin glass, and two, because everybody's getting this thing. I'd feel like I'd be getting an iPhone. I wouldn't get anything fun and different like this one. It's just that thinking about the fatigue cracks, both in the near and far future, I know that if it happened during my warranty period, I can get it repaired. But what if it happens outside of my warranty? You kind of saw how expensive a replacement display was for my Razr. $480 for this thing. And I don't even want to know how much the one would be for this thing. Hell, even a Fold. Oh God, that thing it might be similar, I don't know. But I'll check later. Maybe I'll stick it on the screen if I remember to do it, but I wouldn't want to deal with that. Not at all. Imagine it's one day after the 1 year warranty expires and it just starts fatigue cracking. That would be horrible. And I don't know how much Samsung charges for a display replacement, but I wouldn't want to go through that either. Especially if you can do it for free, because, warranties. So that's kind of what made me go for the Razr. One, because it was really cheap. I'll get to that in a minute. And two, because if you've heard about the Razr, you might know that the way this thing folds is completely different than the way Samsung does their foldables. I might be able to get this on camera. I'll get this on the other one, because I'm recording with a iPhone 12 Pro Max and a Galaxy S20 Ultra. Don't know why that took me forever to recall it. So I'll do it on this cam. You might be able to see, I can't really tell. Yeah, there we go. So there it is. It's kind of creaseless. You can see a few little wrinkles. But as I start folding it, you can kind of see the screen left off a bit before it starts tucking into the body. They call that the teardrop fold, I think. Some teardrop something. Yeah. So I'm going to draw on this. With something like the Flips or the Folds. From what I can tell, even with the fake one, it looks like, pardon the dust, it's really sticky. It looks like, don't worry, it's fake, so I'm not going to damage it. It kind of looks like it just, kind of does a hard fold. So I'm going to draw that. Pardon me, my nose is acting really weird. So, from what I can tell, it just seems to be kind of like that. No, really, that's kind of where it looks like the crease comes from. There's not really any sort of relief on that crease right there. But with the Razr, I kind of won't be able to show it while it's off, but you might be able to make it out. When you start folding it, there's a plate here. And that lower plate actually moves this way. And it tucks just a little bit into the hinge, or this little bottom area right here, and then it folds shut. And I think that why it does that is because it's spring-loaded, and it, based on the differences between the 5G version and the original Verizon version, is that it holds it taut over the hinge area so that you can't really feel anything, or it keeps the crease in a minimum. But as I was saying, the way this one folds, it kind of folds like this. I'm gonna try to draw it out with my weird nose and sinus issues and crap. So pardon my awkward voice. It kind of feels like that. And the reason I like this way more than this is because, one, it's because of a less crease. There's a little bit more ugly with this one. You know, let me see if I can get an reflection. Yeah, there's an ugly right there, some weirdness right here, some wrinkles, and then another ugly up there. But this is all stiff, this is all stiff, and this is all detached. I think these are adhered up there and there, but yeah, less crease. But then with this one, less ugly. So I'm gonna put in quotations because it's subjective. So that instead of just, and with here it's just one ugly area, with here you have, like, as I showed you, you having something here, something there, and something there. You can kind of see it every now and then. Now the reason I bring this up is because one of the reasons why I think the ultra thin glass might be cracking for some people is because of the way this crease folds. With something like this, the crease is just way tighter than what Motorola / Lenovo had designed, and I think they patented this as well. Because what it seems like with Motorola, they have this sort of system where it's sort of like plates. Because when you open it this way, I'll kind of describe it. So as I open the device, nothing's really happening. But now what's starting to happen is that the hinge is beginning to push up on the back of the display. And these two plates that are about right here and right here are starting to come out and support the middle or underneath the display. And as I start pulling or opening it here, the bottom half of the display is starting to get pulled out from underneath this area. And once it's fully opened, the display is held taut across this whole entire hinge area. And as I run my finger across this, I can feel a little bit, but in normal use, I don't really feel that much. If you go to your local carrier, they might have a Z Flip or a Z Fold on display. If you ran your finger across it, you might have felt that crease. I know I feel it with this thing, even though it's made out of plastic, but you know, I can feel a crease there because it's folded way more tightly than something like the Razr. So they have their whole little system for supporting their foldable display and for keeping it protected when it's closed. And like I said, the reason I bring this up is because I feel like it helps prolong the life of the display, because the fold here isn't as hard as it is with the Galaxy devices. And that's where I suspect where the ultra thin glass fatigue cracking is coming from. And yeah, that's kind of what made me want to get that. It's just mainly because of the way this thing folds. And spec-wise, it is weaker than the Z series. I don't really notice much. So I'm gonna butt in and add in a section for specs. See, I went over when I ordered it in September. We'll get to deals in a second. Yeah, so I already went over the ticket with the Motorola. With the Razr, you're just getting a Snapdragon 765G 5G processor, 8 gigabytes of RAM. Literally, I think it's the same thing that's in my LG Wing. So, power efficiency, I guess. 5G support. It's not as fast as the 888 that's in the Z Flip 3 or the excuse me, Z Fold 3. But, and I don't know how it compares to I think this had the Snapdragon 855 Plus for the original launch Z Flip, but they did upgrade this to, I believe, the 865 with the 5G version of the second generation Z Flip. I'm not sure how the 765G compares to those processors, but I'm certain it's slower than the 888. But when it comes to real world use, I honestly don't feel a difference between this and my S20 Ultra 5G. It's not likely be within the ballpark of the the Z Flip 5G. But yeah, 6.2 inches for a display compared to the 6.7 inches on the other variants from Samsung. And you might look at the camera megapixels and you might be like, whoa, that's a lot higher, but it is not, because what Motorola is doing is that they're pixel binning. So what that means is that it has a 48 megapixel sensor, but what they're doing with it is that they're lowering it, I think, by 4, which brings it down to 12 megapixels. Let me see. Hey Google, 48 divided by 4.
48 divided by 4 is 12.
So 12 megapixels, that's really what it shoots at. If you go into settings, even if you use open camera, it won't show you the 48 megapixel option because it looks like in hardware they set it to pixel bin to 12 megapixels. I'm not sure if it ever uses the full 48 megapixels for any camera mode, but so far it doesn't look like it. But the reason they do this is because it helps with low light. It basically acts as like 4, let me draw it. I'm sorry if this is long, but I like talking. Let's say we have one big pixel. That's a 12 megapixel. That's when it kind of acts like when it's pixel binning. But when you go down to 48 megapixels, it kind of splits in half. So there'd be like a pixel here, one here, another here, another here. So when it pixel bings, it just groups 4 together and makes one big pixel. I'm not sure how it arranges the pixels, if it's like RGBG or whatever, or RGBW or whatever. I'm not a scientist when it comes to sensors, but that's just how it is. RAM is pretty much the same with the Flip series, and I didn't get the full one printed out, but yeah. Battery life, it's a little bit less than the Flips, but this thing lasts me 3 to 4 hours when I'm using it quite a bit. I don't really care that much because I know I'm trading it off, but if I could wish it would be higher, I certainly wish it would. With the Flips, it's 3,300 milliamp hours. Those haven't changed between the Flip 3 and the first generation Flips. And this is, yeah, there it is, look. 865 5G Plus? Yeah, 865 with the Flip 5G. And then the 888 with the Flip 3. When it comes to display resolution, this is a bit lower at 876 by 2142 and 1080 by 2640. So, if I open this up, the Razr has less pixels horizontally than the Flip 3, and I believe it's the same as the other Flip. Yeah, it's a little different vertically, but yeah, it has less pixels in both dimensions, but during normal use, I don't feel like it's blurry. I don't feel like anything's blurry. Text is clear. That's what matters to me. It is a smaller display, and I believe it comes in at 373 ppi, which I don't know if Apple calls that Retina or whatever, but it's good enough. With the flip, it's 426 ppi, but it's not that far off. It's okay. And yeah, it's not as good as what Samsung currently offers, but that is what it is. I knew what I was going into when I got this phone. I knew it wouldn't be as fast, as capable, I suppose I should say, but this thing is just so different, and that's why I like it. Not only because of the way it folds, but it's just because of the looks, you know. It's a Razr, or it was made after the Razrs and whatnot. And it's just, even though I wasn't around at that time, having something like this as a tech enthusiast, it just makes me happy. Something as cool as this, it's just awe-inspiring. It just makes me wonder where the future is going to go after this stuff. You know? So that's my closing thoughts. I was a mess in this video. But I already went over my repair experience. It was just great. Self-service, professional, quick, overnighted everything. And the problem was solved. Even though it came back for me it came back. Trust me, if you sent this in, I'm 80% sure they'll fix it and it won't come back at all. But for me, it did. But that shouldn't deter you from making a purchase decision if you want to get the Razr. So speaking of purchase decisions, let's get into deals. I'm going to sound like a salesman, and that's going to make me talk really fast. So I'm going to be mainly focusing on the Galaxy series, and I will be going over the Razr just a bit, but through my own carrier, because right now, if you go through Best Buy, it's kind of a mess. I don't know what they're doing with that, but let's get started. I'm going to be mainly focusing on the Galaxy series, so there is a lot of deals through my carrier for that. And I will be focusing on T-Mobile for this, but I'm sure if you go on AT&T or Verizon website, they will have some deals listed up for you as well. And I do have some general deals through Best Buy if you want to go there for your Galaxy series, for the foldables. So starting with the Motorola Razr 5G, if you have T-Mobile as your carrier or wish to switch to T-Mobile, I'll have a deal right here for that. If your credit is in good standing, you can purchase a Motorola Razr 5G for 24 months with a equipment installment plan for $20.84 a month with zero down. You have to pay your tax though on day one. The full price is $499.99. MSRP is $1,399. So if you get it through T-Mobile, you are getting a pretty good discount for getting this phone new at $499. If you wish to join T-Mobile and open a new line, you can get the Motorola Razr 5G for $199.99. When you add a new line, they deliver this discount through 24 monthly bill credits. So you can get it for $199.99. If you switch to T-Mobile and open a new line, my printer kind of screwed this up. Let me see if I can make out if you can open a line even if you have an existing account. And a new line or service. Add a new line of service. So I believe if you already are a T-Mobile customer and you wish to open another line, you can get this for $199.99. You should call your local store just to make sure that this offer does still exist. I did print these offers yesterday, so that would be the 26th, Tuesday, October 26th when I print these offers. So when this video goes up, I believe today, same day, I'm trying to do it, this offer should still be standing. Open a new line, get it for $199. Now, if you wish to not get a Razr and you wish to get something like the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, you can get it for up to $500 off when you join T-Mobile and open a new line, specifically when you join T-Mobile, excuse me, because it seems like they do not have the offer right now, where when this phone came out, they did have an offer where you can get this for $1,000 off with Magenta Max when you switched, and then they eventually changed it. If you have a Magenta Max or upgrade to Magenta Max, you can get it for $1,000 off. but we did not have that off. We did not have that plan. We only have the base magenta. So, and it looks, so they had some different offer for that. But as I was saying, as of right now, if you join T-Mobile and open a new line, you can get the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G for up to $500 off, depending on the value of your device you wish to trade in. I will mention that all of these are trade-ins. For the Razr offer, all you have to do is open a new line, no trade-in required. With these, you will need to trade in a device. So at the $500 off via 24 monthly bill credits, this will lower the price from $41.67 per month to $20.83 per month. MSRP is $999.99. Let's move over to the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 5G. MSRP is $1,799.99. Over 36 months at $50. You can get up to $500 off with new and existing customers, depending on the device you wish to trade in, via 36 monthly bill credits. This can potentially lower the price of your device down to $36.11 per month over 36 months. If you wish to go with the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G, the Galaxy S21 Plus 5G, or the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G, you can get it from the starting price for up to $500 off, depending on the value of your trade-in device, over 24 monthly bill credits, starting from $12.49. So for that price, this would be if you wanted to get the S21 5G, the little one. So let's say, for example, you wish to trade in your Samsung Galaxy S9 for the S21 Plus, the S21 5G. It would originally cost you $799. It would originally cost you $30 a month over 24 months, with $500 off with the select devices. Say, for example, the S9, you can get it to $500 off over 24 monthly bill credits for as low as $12.49. As I mentioned earlier, the up to $500 off offer does apply to the Samsung Galaxy S21, the S21 Plus, and the S21 Ultra for new and existing customers. If you wish to go for the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G, you can get up to $500 off for trade. And you can either join T-Mobile or have existing lines with them. So new and existing customers, an eligible plan, so you have to contact them about which plans are eligible. Looks like most plans they have nowadays are eligible. So MSRP is $11.99, $50 a month over 24 months. With trade, up to $500 with trade-in. You can get up to $500 via 24 monthly bill credits, which can get this Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G for as low as $29.16. If you go through Best Buy, you can save up to $400 on the Galaxy Z series with qualified activation. Through AT&T, you can save up to $1,000 on your Samsung Galaxy Z series with qualified activation trade-in. You will have to go to Best Buy's website to learn more, because I don't have any of the details written here. Through T-Mobile, through Best Buy, because they do service you Best Buy now. You can save up to $950 on the Samsung Galaxy Z series with qualified activation trade-in, or you can save $300 without trade-in. So I believe that would just be activation without a trade-in. You can go to Best Buy's website to learn more. If you wish to learn more about the unlocked offers, they have save up to $600 on the Samsung Galaxy Z series with qualified trade-in. You can go to Best Buy's website to look up your trade-in value for that. With Verizon, I'm not sure what the deals are. Nothing came up, or either my printer didn't print it or whatever. And that's it. So there's your offers. There might be more offers with AT&T and Verizon in detail. So I would suggest going to Verizon's website or AT&T's website to check their offers, or going to T-Mobile's website to check their offers at the time of recording this video, because the ones I showed you might be out of date. So that's it. That was my thoughts about my repair experience with my Razr, and my thoughts about foldables. And I don't think I went over foldables in the future, but yeah, trust the warranties. That's basically what it boils down to. Just trust the warranties. That's what I want to make clear. If you buy them new, 1-year warranty. If something happens, they'll fix it. Typically, it'll be free. If you have an accident, put a needle through your screen on accident or whatever, they might have, depending on what you order, they might have a one-time fee that's like really low or whatever, but I'm not sure how I didn't look at the details for that, but yeah. Just trust the warranties. Yeah. So that's it. Have a good one.
Thank you.